Welcome to Short Film Universe, the show that celebrates the art of short filmmaking. Join us as we take you on a journey through the exciting world of independent film. In each episode, I'll be interviewing some of the most innovative directors, producers, and filmmakers in the business, getting their insight and perspective on the craft of short filmmaking. We'll look at drama, comedy, documentaries, even mockumentaries, and all the genres that make up this exciting industry. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be entertained. This is Ina Morgan inviting you to join us at Short Film Universe.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Short Film Universe. We are here live in the studio at 1061 Production in Atlanta, Georgia. And of course, here at Short Film Universe, our mission is to highlight filmmakers globally to promote international collaboration and to be a portal for cross-cultural exchange of ideas and instruction. That being said, I know we talked about this every week. We're bringing to you live and in person from around the globe a filmmaker. This week, our guest is all the way from Belgium. Yes, we went all the way to Europe to find him for you. You're welcome. So come in all the way from Belgium. We have filmmaker, director, editor, actor, Yannick Goody. In studio with me, my local guest, one of your own local filmmakers here, a woman who's been doing great things across Atlanta, Miss Janelle Nicole. Now, Janelle, I'll introduce her first. She is a filmmaker, screenwriter, a 23-time award-winning filmmaker, director, screenwriter, and she's also a singer. We'll talk a bit about that. And in fact, I'll let her tell you quite all about that because she integrates it in her films. With a doctorate in business administration, a master of science in entertainment business, and a bachelor's in digital media. Now, this is quite a combination I have for you because Mr. Goody in Belgium, he also has quite a vast repertoire in his CV, coming first with masters in journalism and then a bachelor's in language, Chinese and English. And then he went into filmmaking. He was also working in China in media there for 5 years. So we have a lot of different things coming here today that we're going to suss out as we go through. So first I'll say hello to my guests in Belgium, Mr. Yannick Goody. Bonsoir, monsieur. Comment allez-vous?
Bonsoir, Anna. Hello. Nice to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And then I'll say hello to my in-studio guest, Miss Janelle, the lovely Miss Janelle Nicole.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. Thank you so much again for joining. I know it was a bit of short notice, and I really appreciate you coming through for me.
You're very welcome.
So I want to go first to my in-studio guest, Miss Janelle Nicole, and have her tell you a bit about herself and what she's doing here in Atlanta.
Yes. So hello again. My name is Janelle Nicole, and I am a 5-time Grammy Ballot finalist. I'm also a 23-time award-winning film producer and director. I write, produce, direct my own films. I am going to self-distribute them as well. I collaborate.
Yes, oh yeah, the ladies distributing, did you hear that? We're definitely going to get into that.
Yes, and so I'm collaborating with local filmmakers and filmmakers abroad. Mm-hmm. I'm partnered with filmmakers in Los Angeles, New York, D.C., Delaware, you name it.
All over.
Mm-hmm.
Busy lady. You're all over the place.
Yes.
You're getting down to Belgium, right? We're depending on it. Yes, yes. Okay. So, Yannick, can I call you Yannick, or would you like me to say Monsieur Godi?
No, of course, call me Yannick. We know each other.
Yannick, fantastic. Okay, so tell us a bit about you, and I'm particularly interested in you talking about, because your journey into filmmaking came from a different angle. You didn't jump right into it. Quite opposite for Janelle. She started out in digital filmmaking, but yours was a bit different. So introduce yourself and tell us about that a bit.
Yes. Okay. So I did not discover this passion for filmmaking at an early age. I studied Chinese, like you mentioned. So I am a translator, Chinese translator into French, and then I went on to do a master's degree in journalism. And with those two certificate diplomas, I went straight to China because I wanted to, improve my Chinese, get to know the culture. So I had nothing to do with filmmaking at that point. But I, through my work as a reporter, I got to be on camera a lot. I got to write like documentaries and suggest a lot of topics, and I felt this urge to tell stories in a very compelling way, in an honest way, and this is when I understood that I had a bigger role to play as a filmmaker than a translator. But if you compare these two endeavors, these two way of bringing something to the world, there is a similarity. I'm bridging the gap. I'm connecting people with language, and I found a bigger way to do that through film. I take the films that I make, first the documentaries and then now fiction movies, as a way to bridge gaps and to bring people closer. This is my journey.
Of course, definitely, they're all related, and this is why I find it fascinating, because normally, you speak with someone who's making films, and they'll tell you stories about when they were 7 years old, they picked up a camera and did something, and your journey was different. And this is what I love about it, and the way you melded it together and integrated it, and now it's all come together. And I love the language part, because I wanted to touch on that. The fact that you speak 4 different languages, that to me is amazing. When you talk about cross-cultural and global collaboration, that is fantastic. I think that's an edge for you. And what do you think, Janelle? Because you also, you're a lady of the world,
yes,
and you want to get around. What's your take on that?
I think that is phenomenal. It's awesome to be, diverse. And film is about entertaining, inspiring, educating, and bringing the stories to life.
Bringing the stories to life, regardless of the language.
Yes.
Right? Regardless of the language. And speaking about bringing stories to life, I want to, at this moment, show a clip of yours called Unequally Yoked. And we'll have a look at that clip, and then you'll tell us a little bit about the story of that and the language of it.
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so we'll take a look at this clip from Janelle Nicole.
Sometimes I think Malachi is just missing.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be with anybody but him. However, girl, life goes on. Go on and get yoked. Get yourself some of that good blood.
I am not ready to date.
Date? Who said anything about date? Girl, go and enjoy yourself. Have some fun. If you don't, you know I will. Where you at?
What do you think our new place?
I love it. And I'm excited about our next chapter.
It's like a sign from God. We're soulmates.
He's not the one for you. I've seen you in my dreams, and I was sent to tell you he's not the one.
All I'm saying is, it could be a start of something beautiful, baby. That's all I'm saying.
Just leave me alone.
Don't be like that.
Okay, so you saw the mastery of Janelle Nicole, and now she gets to explain to you her take on that clip.
So yes, thank you for taking the time to show that. That is Unequally Yoked, the Janelle Nicole film trailer. And it's about a woman who's grieving, and she gets into a relationship that she really shouldn't be in. And it has a lot of twists and turns in the film, and it will be released in July.
Okay, so look for that release in July. And by the way, July now is not the same month that your distribution company. Yes.
Yes.
So it's all coming together in July for you. This is a big moment for you.
Yes.
Everything is going to happen. The film gets released. Your distribution company starts. And I want to talk about that. Let's take a minute here. Yannick, what was your take on that film?
Well, from what I could gather, there is a big dose of mystery in that. There is I think.
Hey, it's about a woman. You know, we're always mysterious. What can I say?
Well, I didn't mean
It's okay.
Yeah, well, okay, I grant you that. But I meant the way that it was built suggests that there is a mystery and maybe fear. You use fear in that too. It's not a romance story, right?
Is it
It's a bit of everything.
It's
got a lot of twists and turns in that film.
Okay. Melodramatic.
It'll keep you on the edge of your seat.
Right. I guess she's holding out. She wants to keep us in suspense, so we put that date on our calendar. Do you have a release date?
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, we'll plug it in the video in the comment section in the video. You'll get a release date for that film. So now, let's talk about the distribution company, because this, for me, it's something totally different that you're doing. You don't run into your normal filmmaker who says, I've started a distribution company where I'd like to control my own content. So I think that's fantastic. And again, because we're looking for global collaboration, I think it's also fantastic for a lot of the filmmakers around the world. For Yannick also, I know he's quite interested that we get into, so I'd really love to talk about it. Tell us more.
Well, thank you. The distribution platform is that in itself. I've partnered with like so many different filmmakers who tell me, you know, I create content, I do this, I do that, I'm trying to get on Netflix, I'm trying to get on Hulu, I'm trying to get on Roku, but you have to have a lot of content on your platform and an audience, you know, and if you're dealing with major players that are on Netflix and Amazon Prime and you name it, you're getting lost in the sauce. And I think it's wise for independent filmmakers to have their own platform, to distribute their own content, and control, you know, the monies that come in and what have you, you know, so things aren't lost.
Okay, so you heard it here. Miss Janelle Nicole, she's a singer, songwriter, she integrates her own music, she's releasing films, now she's distributing her own content and inviting you to have her distribute yours. We will have her contact information. First, we'll go to a commercial break, and then we'll come right back and get into how that works from a cross-cultural perspective when we're talking about bringing filmmakers together to collaborate and also looking for cross-cultural ideas of instruction. For instance, in Belgium, last week we had our guest from Botswana, so we'll come back and talk about that. Let's go to a commercial break.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence, and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom, Inc., reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
Okay, we're back. So again, we have Yannick Gaudi, all the way from Brussels, Belgium. And I know it's nighttime over there. So again, thank you, Yannick, for putting us in your schedule for tonight. And in studio, Miss Janelle Nicole. So we're talking about distribution of film content, and we're talking about collaborating in this regard cross-culturally. So I'm curious to throw that question to both Janelle and to Yannick to see what that looks like for filmmakers. You're in the United States, we have guests around the world. What does that look like? And I'll ask you that question first. How would that work for them?
So there are forms and everything that they would need to complete. If we collaborate on projects, they could submit their content on, my platform. We'll sign different licenses where they can obtain financing from royalties that are generated from different streams and stuff, because everything is digitally. If they also create music content that will be placed into the films, we're creating multiple streams of income. And if we do TV series, it's just
that opens so many doors for them to where they can control a lot of what they're doing, a lot of songs, as you said, film,
Yes. And if they write, produce, and direct, those are other avenues that we can talk about.
Wow. Okay. So Yannick, you're there. I know French is your primary language. You're right there in Europe, next to France. France being the birthplace of cinema. So the pressure is on you. Tell me how this works for the industry in Belgium, in Europe. Tell me what that looks like for you.
Typically, as an independent filmmaker, there is not much you can get from the official or the public. You can't really get public funding. You need to fill a lot of criteria to attract their interest. So as an independent filmmaker, my business model, if I can call it this way, is to first produce a lot of content and make it available on all the platforms, YouTube and Instagram, TikTok, all these platforms that are free and that the audience rely on to find content. And then when it gets a following, then it's a business angel. This is I happen to have someone who believes in me and says that if it goes well, then he will contribute. But then I don't know if everybody has this kind of person. Maybe Janelle can be one of these business angels. I don't know, but this business model that I'm choosing.
Okay, so are you? Am I hearing you correctly by saying that you're saying that it would need some funding? They would have to have their own funding. Are we talking about in Belgium or in Europe? Are you saying that they would have to have funding to get into that sort of model of controlling their own content through independent distribution?
Well, no, I would not. I would not choose I would not distribute it independently, just like Janelle is doing. I believe that it takes time, and that.
So you want to build your following, is what you're saying?
Yes.
I see.
And the business angel is essentially for marketing purposes, just to get the content to more and more people, to a bigger, broader audience. This is the incentive.
Okay, so do I see that then as an instructional area? Let's say hypothetically, if Janelle were to do a program of educating the filmmakers down there, is that something that's doable? Do you see that as an opportunity for instruction?
Well, yeah, really depends on what she's looking for, but there is always a way to collaborate in that sense. It depends if it depends what is her target. It depends what kind of genre she practices.
Did you say depends on what genre? Is that what I heard you say?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that the genre will make that connection? Is that what's your take, Janelle?
So my take on it is, I hear what he's saying, and it sounds like there's a bit of fear as it relates to the self-distribution part of it. But the whole thing behind what it is that I'm trying to do, or excuse me, what I am doing, shall I say, is I've already partnered with some key players in the industry, and I've built that strategic partnership where we are all working together to bring this to life, to make this happen.
Right.
And so come January, full-fledged.
So January, you're going to be
excuse me, not January, July.
July, you're in full flow.
In full
You're
flow.
in full flow. Translation, I know you speak French, Yannick.
Yes.
I'm teasing. Translation, what I heard Janelle say is she's ready. That's what I heard her say. She's ready. She is ready to come down and make this happen in Belgium. So
Welcome.
Go ahead.
No, I said she's welcome. If she has the skills, then it's definitely a great platform, a great basis for collaborations.
Okay. I have the faith that, I mean, she's doing it all. So the next question comes, can we host it down there? So we'll talk about that in a minute. I'll have you ruminate on that, and that's the next question. How do we make this happen? Because she's ready to do it. She has everything set up. She's ready to do it. And again, what we're doing here at 1061 TV is promoting, and that's a nice word for pushing. Yes. Let's call it what it is. That's a nice word for, yes, we are ardently pushing collaboration, cross-cultural exchange, and on that note, I want to go to your film, Yannick, Wang Mi Amor, and the reason I want to go to that particular piece is, again, to show the world what you do, but also to show what is possible, even though you didn't grow up with a camera in your hand. So I will show a clip from that film. And oh, by the way, for our audience, last week we had in studio a cinematographer, director, filmmaker from Botswana, Tebe G, if you recall. I know you're watching. Well, if you didn't know, you have work. Go catch up. And if I'm not mistaken, Tebe was the DP on this film?
Yes, for parts of the film.
He was a DP on parts of the film. Fantastic. So what you're watching here today is a touch of Tebe, the fella from Botswana, and a touch of, and a big part of Yannick from Belgium. So you're getting it all in, it's all coming together for you. We are global. Keep watching. Here comes the clip.
Jackie, please. He's here.
Then, what happened?
He got hurt.
I can see that. How? How did this happen?
Well, I mean, we think he got robbed, but it was dark. We couldn't see anybody.
Really? I mean, you couldn't see his face or what he looked like?
No, we couldn't. Sorry.
We need to call the police.
Actually, I think you need to take him to the hospital first.
Right. Are you okay?
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that piece. That particular film is one of my favorite from Yannick, and that clip right there resonated with me. But I don't want to give you my view. I will take you back to Yannick, where he can give you his background view on it. But before I do, Yannick, I want to ask you, because I know you've done quite a number of pieces, and I'm going to nail you down here for a minute. Tell me the genre of this film.
Okay, so it was intended as a thriller. So I wanted to from the first second of the movie, bring people into a story that they could feel an ominous end to. And I did that with the music. But then it sorry?
No, I said go ahead.
But then it shifted to it stays in the mystery, because these characters they are motivated by one goal, but it combines they combine in a very twisted way. Mm-hmm. So it stays it's very mystery. It's a piece about, okay. And I can say that I recognize why it moved to that, because this movie is my farewell to China. I did it a few weeks before leaving the country after spending 5 years there, and I wanted to summarize the time over there, and mystery is probably the thing that resonated most with me, because even though I spend a lot of time there and I do speak the language, I still remain a bit in a state of shock. Not it's not such a bad way, but the experience still is very imprinted on me, and this is why I think the piece moved into a different direction.
So are you saying that mystery is one of the underlying impetus for you when you create films?
Well, in this one in particular, in general, my goal and my ambition is more of I summarize this as spreading. I use the word spreading love, but love might be a bit misleading. What I mean by that is to create a familiarity, mm-hmm. Is to characters and stories and plots that we can understand, we can grasp. And by that, we feel connected to ourselves and to others, because we feel that we know what they're going through. And this is what I'm trying to do, to bring characters and stories that we do want to feel empathy for, basically.
Mm-hmm. Well, definitely I can see that. I mean, I've traveled to 53 countries around the world, and lived in 19 of them. And when you look at a place like China and India, those are two places that come to mind in the globe, that you walk away, and it doesn't matter how many years you spend there and become familiar with the culture, you walk away and there's still something quite unsatiated. You feel there's a mystery. And it's always like there's a haunting something somewhere, you can't quite figure it out. And I think that's the lure and that's the love for these two countries. So you were there 5 years. This was your farewell piece. I could totally see that, totally understand it. And it's interesting that you said it started out as a thriller, and isn't that always what films are? Mm-hmm. You start out with one thing in mind, yes. And by the time you get to the end and she's shaking her head, that's how it works. So no mystery there at all. We totally understand, But I wanted to touch back on this item of genre, because when we talked about distribution earlier, you mentioned it depends on the genre. Do you think that the genre, let's say a genre like this film, exudes mystery, thriller, is that something that you see can spread globally when we talk about independent distribution? Is that something that will fit in?
Yes, yes, definitely. The reason why I spoke about genre is that, in my experience, for example, action movies will require skills, will require a trainer or choreographer, maybe a different set, and for that you need to have the talent.
Well, that's where Troy comes in. Oh, speaking of talent, I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Janelle does stunt choreography. Oh, we missed that.
We did.
We totally missed that. Like I said, the lady does it all. You do stunt. We'll touch on that in a second. I'll let you finish what you were saying, Yannick.
Well, then, my point is that it depends what Janelle is looking to build. You know, in Belgium, what is she seeking? And if depending on that, then you would gather different people, different skills, and then it can happen only if we have a clear vision of what she wants to accomplish.
So what I hear you saying, and this is for filmmakers all over, if they want to, well, I think that goes across the board, that one would want to have a clear vision, especially if you're spending that kind of money, am I correct, to go into a different country. One would have to be very clear and have the team lined up. And speaking of choreography and action, our guest next week is Troy. You know who Troy, Troy Sandford, yes?
Yes, I remember him.
Right. So our guest next week, and I will also be introducing him to Janelle because they have so many things in common. So Janelle, can you respond to what he mentioned about the genre? Yeah.
Yes. So the genres that I produce are action-based, dramas, documentaries, life stories, etc. Right now, I am currently in pre-production for a drama with a lot of action in it as well. And this Saturday, we are doing stunt training. I've partnered with Mercer University, so they are hosting all of my events at that location in Lithia Springs. And we got a lot of people on board with this production.
It sounds that way. Yeah.
A lot of people on board, and we got some amazing talent.
Right. So all I can say, Yannick, is that prepare the tents and whatever it is you have to prepare, because I think she's coming down to Belgium. That's what I'm thinking. I can see it. She's determined. It's happening. She's ready. Everything's lined up. So I'm just forewarning you. Get everything prepared. I want to go to your next film, Film Noir. And I know it's short, and I think this was a film that you did while you were in journalism school. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. So I wanted to show that one, and then you'll talk about it after. So we'll go straight into that right now. Yannick Godey's film Noir.
À table, Madame Sidonie. Essayez de manger un peu quand même. Je vais faire votre chambre, ça va?
Come on, closer to me. Come on, closer to me. Come on, closer to me. Come on, closer to me.
All right.
Come on, closer to me. Come on.
The following is my explanation. Well, more of an account of what happened. I'd been on my own for a while and getting kind of lonely and bored. nothing to do all day. And that's where I started shadowing.
Shadowing?
Shadowing, following. I started to follow people.
Who?
Anyone first. I mean, that was the whole point. Somebody at random, somebody who didn't know who I was.
And then?
And then nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. I just see where they went, what they did, go home afterwards.
Why'd you do it?
See where they went. Anyone, I mean... How can I explain? You ever, been to a football match? Just let your eyes go over, drift across a crowd of people, and then slowly stop and fix on one person. And all of a sudden, that person isn't part of the crowd anymore. They become an individual, just like that.
Welcome back. You just watched a clip from Yannick Gaudy, film director in Belgium, and we will go straight to him, and he will give us some background on that piece.
All right, so this piece is probably the first challenge that I set to myself as a filmmaker, and it's actually it's the opening scene of The Following by Christopher Nolan, and the reason I chose this opening scene, I gathered a few friends, and the aim was to reproduce exactly that scene with our equipment, but in a different city, of course. I think it happens in London. It takes place there. And the reason why I chose this piece is because it talks about voyeurism and what is filmmaking and watching movies if it's not being a voyeur, but in the good sense. And also that the aesthetic, black and white, is something that I think is so powerful. So I set this challenge for myself, and we reproduced the scene with the same music and the same lines. And I was very satisfied by the challenge, and it gave me a license to try and do my own pieces. It was the detonator, I think, what really...
What ignited you?
Yes.
Yes, yes. You know, and this is one of the reasons I selected it to show. When I looked at it, I don't know if you felt the same thing, Janelle. I could see, but of course you didn't have the history, the background on him that I did. I could see that journalist coming out. Mm-hmm. What were your thoughts when you watched it?
I didn't get a chance to see all of it, but I commend him for making such content because you know we've progressed from black and white, and to see that and the manner in which he's done it, I give him 2 thumbs up. Kudos.
Right, right, yeah, yeah. For me, when I look at this, Yannick, your journalism background comes flying right out. I love it. And personally, I love black and white. As you said, it's such a change from what we're doing now. So I absolutely love it. So I want to segue from this, and well, it's not quite a segue, it's actually revisiting what we talked about before, because we mentioned and Yannick talks about action and setting up your action, and you do this also. You do stunt performance and the choreography in your films. So I want to come back and have some more conversation about that, because also, as I had mentioned, one of our guests that's going to be on the show next week, he is a master stunt performer and martial artist, and has worked in a myriad of films, too many for me to remember. And but of course I'll have the whole list next week, so we'll know all about it. And so I want to come back and visit with you on that, because he's setting up a platform. You also said so I'm really interested in getting that out to the audience also. All these great things that are happening here locally, and the opportunity for the global connection and collaboration also. So we'll go to a commercial break, we'll come right back, and we will get right into it with Miss Janelle Nicole and Mr. Yannick Gody from Belgium. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you. Hi, my name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network.
Welcome to Short Film Universe, the show that celebrates the art of short filmmaking. Join us as we take you on a journey through the exciting world of independent film. In each episode, I'll be interviewing some of the most innovative directors, producers, and filmmakers in the business, getting their insight and perspective on the craft of short filmmaking. We'll look at drama, comedy, documentaries, even mockumentaries, and all the genres that make up this exciting industry. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be entertained. This is Ina Morgan inviting you to join us at Short Film Universe.
Welcome back to Short Film Universe. And all I'm going to say is mystery, mystery, mystery. Every time I turn around, I have my two guests, and I'm finding out more. They're like onions. I'm peeling away, and it's all mysterious. I have one here showing noir films, and then the other one is she's leaking information here and there. Now I learned that she's a 3rd-degree black belt in Okinawa Mode-ryu.
Correct.
I had to work on that. So she's going to have to educate me on this one.
Yeah, so I am a 3rd-degree black belt in Okinawa Mode-ryu, and I do a lot of set safety training as well as stunt training as it relates to the films that I create. All of the talent that comes onto our productions, they're thoroughly trained. And when you mentioned Troy, I said, wow, that would be an awesome collaboration that we could do together, because I create action films, he creates action films, and that's just...
It's a match made in heaven.
Oh, win-win
We'll have to make it happen, and he's in Beijing, China.
Okay.
He's on the show next Monday.
Next Monday.
So Yannick, did you take that in?
Yes, I actually have a question for Janelle.
Okay.
I've done an action movie, and I was wondering what is the difference between, or maybe what is the visual language of action movie as compared to other genres, like the trailer that we saw that was the love story that goes astray. What makes the action movie what it is? In terms of the language.
You said
visual language.
You said what makes the action movie what it is?
In terms of the language.
You know what I mean? Like how do you cut? How do you edit? How do you build it in a way that it?
As far as spacing and everything, well, I mean, it looks like you're fighting. It looks like you're doing so much, but you're really not. The person that is being attacked is the person that generally leads the scene. We build each scene by taking the shots segment by segment. Everything is choreographed, if that makes sense. And then where there are love scenes, they're also choreographed. So the talent is safe on set. They're not actually harmed. And even when we bring animals on set, they're not harmed as well. So did I answer your question?
Yes.
No animals were harmed in the production.
Right.
I'm just
So
throwing at
everything
it.
is choreographed, if that makes sense.
Did that answer the question, Yannick?
So the choreography is the key element of it.
Correct. The choreography and set safety is paramount.
And you do all the choreography yourself on the films, right?
And a few other partners as
Okay.
well.
So I think what we're saying here, Yannick, and for all the global filmmakers tuning in and listening, is we have the full package here, Miss Janelle Nicole. So that's what we're saying. She will do the stunt. She trains people on the stunt. So if you're going out on location in any country, you're everything. You do the script writing, the producing, the directing, filmmaking, stunt. You even sing.
Yes.
And you integrate. You know.
I can be the DP if I need to.
You can be and the AC and yes. She's all. So now let's talk for a second on the instructional side, because we mentioned earlier that as Yannick was saying, to bridge that gap, we will need to educate folks on how to make it happen. You're starting something online, if I recall correctly. Troy just launched his online platform of teaching martial arts online. I don't know if you knew that, Yannick. Did you know that?
I don't know, I didn't know.
Yes, Troy just, it will be launched pretty soon. The site is already built and they're going to pull the trigger here in a minute. And you're also starting that. Is it an online?
Online workshops and in-person workshops as well.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So just as how we're having a filmmaker here with us from across the globe, similarly, you'll be given lessons all across the globe on an online platform. I tell you, this COVID really did wonders for, opened up so many doors. We're doing so many things online now. It has ushered in so many different platforms, and it's fantastic. I love it. I love it.
I love it too.
Yes. So tell us and tell our audience listening and all the filmmakers around, how do we connect with you to collaborate on a film, to get you to come out and be on location and train for the action segment? Tell us how we make this happen.
So they can connect with me through my Calendly. Did you get that link from me?
Yes, I will.
So they can connect with me through Calendly, or they can follow me on social media at Janelle Nicole 1. And that's JANELNICOLE1. They can also Google me on Google, Ambient Digital Media Studios. We have a 5-star rating.
And we'll have
reviews.
those links under the video. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Yes. We'll have I'll get all that information and everything will be in there. Now, before I go to Yannick to get his information, let me say this. Our phone lines are open. You'll see the number scrolling across the screen there. If you have any questions for our two guests here today, whether it's Ms. Janelle Nicole in studio or Mr. Yannick Gaudi in Belgium. I mean, how often you get to talk to a filmmaker in Belgium? Let's be serious. And have a lady here, you can whisper right here in her ear and ask her all the question. She does everything herself. How often you get that opportunity? So the number is scrolling across there. Give us a ring. We have our phone lines open if you have questions for them. So I'll come to you, Yannick. So how would someone connect with you? And let me ask you first. You are available to travel, yes?
Yes.
I mean, of course, you can collaborate on a film in 4 different languages. So There is that, number one, and you're quite willing to travel anywhere in the globe. I presume your passport is one of those. You're European, so it must be this great, all over the world. Am I correct?
It is. Like,
yes.
I discovered this privilege that we had when I was in China.
When you went traveling. It is a privilege, isn't it? Yes, I know well that privilege. Yes.
It is, yeah.
Yes. And for me, thank you to the United States. With a U.S. passport, you travel, essentially unrestricted. And Janelle, you're also quite open for global travel.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'm looking forward to it.
Have passport, will travel,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yes. So Yannick, if you can tell us, how can someone connect with you to collaborate, and what's your availability to do that?
Well, first of all, they can go to take a look at my portfolio on yannickgody.com. I put all my movies there, and if they find something that can work with what they're doing, they can just send me an email through the platform, actually, my portfolio, or they can hit me up on Instagram, Yannick_Gody, and we can talk from there.
Okay. And again, I'll say the phone lines are open. If you have any questions for our two guests here, we have a few minutes left while we wrap up. And of course, at Short Film Universe, our mission is to highlight filmmakers globally. It's to promote cross-cultural collaboration with filmmakers, and it is also to be a portal for cross-cultural exchange of ideas and instruction. I had a pause there. Did you hear that train?
Yes.
Yes, I was wondering, could I hear myself here for a minute? So please feel free to send us an email. It's 1061tv@gmail.com. We'd love to have you on the show. First, we'll need to get a link from you of your film, and then we have a conversation and invite you over. Feel free to message us at any time and give us a ring. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, no, you pretty much said it all.
I
But
said it all.
If someone wants to collaborate with me locally, they can reach out to me at Janelle Nicole 1 or through the Calendly.
Okay, and we'll have all that information online. So once again, merci beaucoup, Mr. Yannick Gody. I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us here today at Short Film Universe. Miss Janelle Nicole, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for being in studio with me at Short Film Universe. And of course, we'll get all that information online, so you have information on both filmmakers. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're here every Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and every Thursday at 5 p.m. Give us a ring. We'd love to have you in studio. And if you just want to sit and watch, we're quite happy for that too. So check us out. We're streaming live on YouTube, Roku, and Facebook. Looking forward to seeing you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. And bonsoir, Mr. Gody.
Bonsoir, Lena. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to Short Film Universe, the show that celebrates the art of short filmmaking. Join us as we take you on a journey through the exciting world of independent film. In each episode, I'll be interviewing some of the most innovative directors, producers, and filmmakers in the business, getting their insight and perspective on the craft of short filmmaking. We'll look at drama, comedy, documentaries, even mockumentaries, and all the genres that make up this exciting industry. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be entertained. This is Ina Morgan inviting you to join us at Short Film Universe.